Welcome everyone, and thanks for being here. My name is Marco Cantarelli. I'm International Sales Business Development Manager of iSolution. For those who don't know already us, iSolution is a software house operating since the past 25 years in the gaming industry, offering both platforms and games to operators all over the world. I, of course, invite you all to follow our LinkedIn profile and YouTube channel to remain updated for the upcoming events and remain in touch with us, of course. Today's theme is the importance of speed when we talk about the gaming industry, with the goal of maintaining a super high customer retention. And we want to share both our experience and technical knowledge with you all. First of all, let me introduce you our speakers for today, Manuele, Cosimo, and Ivan. Thank you for being here with us today. As always, I would like to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves and say a few words. Please, Manuele.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. Manuele Carra, and I'm Chief Commercial Officer in iSolution.
Cosimo, please.
Yes, thanks, Marco. So I'm Cosimo Costantino, Senior Product Owner at iSolutions.
Yeah, and finally, Ivan, of course.
Okay. Hi all, I'm Ivan Anselmi, and I'm the lead architect in iSolutions.
Thank you again, all of you, for your presence today. Of course, you are all free to ask questions, write down comments. We are open to receive as many feedback as possible, and we will have also a dedicated section at the end just to answer all the open questions that you might have. Brief introduction for today. During today's masterclass, we will start analyzing the role of speed in the gaming industry, and we want to provide you also some interesting data connected to that. Going deeper in details, we will then proceed discussing the approach and presenting both the problem and the applied solution. And again, going more in details, we want to also presenting a case study. We want also present how we decided to implement the solution that we have studied. Our goal is to share our experience, share our knowledge, allowing you to optimize your platform, and of course, finally, improve the user experience and increase the loyalty from the user base. Starting from Manuele, I will now leave the stage to him for an overview, initial, and the presentation of the data.
Thank you, Marco. I will start today talking about what is called culture of instant feedback that we saw starting in the last decade. So people expectation and in terms of having instant feedback is something really new. And at the moment, nowadays, people expect instant feedback in everything they do. So for giving you an example, if you think about your favorite song, if you go back 30 years, you had to wait for the radio to transmit it. If you go back 20 years, you had to look on the first website available to buy it, but wait days or at least hours to download to your device. And nowadays you can play it instantly, and people expect to play its favorite song instantly. If they don't find, if they are not able to play it, if they don't find it instantly, they will play another song. So this is a behavior that cover all the industry, and especially in the gaming industry is very true, because in the gaming industry we also find what we call the the instant gratification culture that is related to having instant feedback on the behavior of the player. So if you think about sports betting, bettor moved from pre-match bets to live bets in order to have more quick result. With regards to online casino, the games developed some feature to completely avoid or to speed up animation, to have to give to the bettor even more faster the outcome of their bet. Again, virtual games that became popular during the last year became popular thanks to the very frequent offer they have, and also the very frequent outcome of the matches. So everything is related to speed. Different type of speed, but we understood that speed is really crucial for all the industry at the end of the day. But how much important is speed in terms of result of a business? I will give you some data coming from different researches we gathered. So if we think about acquiring a new customer on a website, on a platform, you should consider that 53% of the people will not wait more than 3 seconds to have the page loaded. This means that if your platform is not fast enough, you are leaving half of your business on the table for your competitors. If we think about retention, you should consider that 25% of the active user that already bought from your business, from your website, and they are completely satisfied by the product, the quality of the product, the payment process, but they are not satisfied by the speed of the platform. They won't buy anymore from your business. So 25% on the table again. And last but not least, another data coming from the biggest e-commerce worldwide, Amazon. They reported that a delay of 100 milliseconds in one of their pages inside the buy process can cost them 1% of their turnover. So just 100 milliseconds means for them 1% of the total turnover of the period. So really, really crucial. You cannot avoid to consider speed if you want to run a profitable business. But it's also important that of course, technology must keep the pace of this trend. And there are different ways to keep the pace, because if you think about the speed increase platform experienced in the last year, you will understand that there are two different types of speed increase. One is what we call the speed coming from infrastructure and devices evolution. This is completely related to the enhancement of the infrastructure of the mobile or cable connection, the evolution of the hardware used to build devices, or even the quality of the browser installed on the devices to access web applications. So all these components are better than in the past and give a speed increase to the platform. So the very same website 10 years ago was much slower than the same website navigated nowadays with the current devices and current infrastructure. This is good. I mean, everyone took advantage of this increase, but considering it's zero effort, it means that everyone took advantage of it. So all the platform took advantage of this increase, and you have no edge compared to your competitor. You are not ahead in terms of speed of your competitor. So the second type of speed increase is the one we are going to discuss today, and it's the speed coming from product design. And of course, this is the type of speed that you can directly impact designing in the proper way your platform. And when we talk about the design of the platform, we include many things. We include the architecture of the product that impact directly on the performance of the product, so on the user experience of the final customer. But we also include the infrastructure that hosts the platform. So the server farm, the type of the hardware hosting the software solution, the location where it's based, how much reliable it is. And last but not least, also the offer and the feature that you make available to the final customer are crucial, because analyzing the people behavior of a specific market, you can create the proper offer, and you can develop the right feature for them that can improve their user experience and the perceived speed of the platform. So these are all the data we wanted to share with you. For start discussing the topic, I think we can go deeper now.
Thank you, Manuele, for your overview. I really appreciated the example about the favorite song. Really, honestly, I've never thought to that from that specific perspective. So we really live in a age of, how can I say, immediate and very fast fruition where it comes up to content. So again, following your suggestion, we want to really dive a bit in details right now. So I lend it to Cosimo for describing us the problem we had faced and the strategies that we decided to apply.
Yeah, thanks, Marco. Thanks, Manuele. Actually, I believe, Manuele, you described very well why it's all about speed right now in terms of platforms and website. So I wanted to tackle the topic from a slightly different angle, more from the product management standpoint. I wanted to share a bit what was our experience in iSolution and how we tackle this issue as a company, right? So showing a bit, what's our methodology and what was our process. So first of all, we need to identify the issue properly, right? So Manuele said a lot about the speed. We do have also another complication because we do operate in markets where internet it's really slow, unstable. So we got an additional complexity to tackle. So we needed a solution that will work in this kind of environments, right? In this kind of scenarios, let's say. Another thing that we needed to do, another issue that we needed to tackle was we needed to choose the right front end because there are many different front end to choose from, right? So we needed to choose the one that would work best for this scenario and for our company also. Ivan will tell you more about this later in the webinar. So that was a bit the scenario where we were kind of acting into. Now I wanted to walk you a bit through the process that we built to kind of tackle this whole situation. Obviously, we started slow. So we started with a POC, so proof of concept. We wanted to make a few mini projects to understand what would be the best front end to choose for us. So we did create this mini project, and we were doing some experiments. So then we picked one, and we moved to the second stage of the project, which was demoing the results, I say, to the relevant stakeholders of the company. That was absolutely crucial for basically two reasons. First of all, we wanted to demonstrate why this was so important. So that was kind of the first goal. Second goal, we wanted this to be like a shared asset, like a shared project. We didn't want to be a very technical project, another technical project to add to our backlog, but it was really critical for the company to move in this direction. We wanted to have as many people on board as possible. Then the other step obviously was, once we had the approval, we moved on with kicking off the project, and we started this gradual migration. That was actually critical because our software, it's very, very complex. We're talking about like 3.5 million line of codes, so we couldn't really move everything in one day. So it was critical to approach this gradually, but we needed to guarantee the business. We didn't want to cause any disruptions, right? So this one was a bit the context where we were developing our project. Obviously, this kind of migration gave us at least three very important advantages, right? One was the improved performance. So this one was critical because you really need to have a very fast website, especially for user retention. You really want to have a snappy website. Second thing, it really enhanced the user experience. So having a fast platform really kind of offer to the user a smoother experience, is more pleasant for a person to be on your website. So this one was important for us because we are always looking at the customer satisfaction, both our customer, but also the end users. Scalability, because this framework is allowing us to really expand our business. So like a large scale application. So it was really important to choose the right framework for our company. So that was a bit the bigger picture. We can go a bit deeper. I can show you actually an example of the results that this migration is giving us. So this one, it's kind of a snapshot of one of the market where we already migrated the front end to the new framework. And as you can see, we had pretty impressive result. First, let me explain you how this chart work, because this one, it's a synthetic ping, so that it's kind of simulating the worst scenario. So we're looking at low-end mobiles and also like a very bad internet connection, like a 3G type of connection. At the time there, it's expressed in seconds. We are looking at the visual complete of the website. So when you really can have the website completely presented to you and you can start navigating. So as you can see, we are there we have this visually complete at around a bit less than 8 seconds, which is great compared with the rest of the competitors in the market. At this one, this is really giving us an important competitive advantage on the market. So you can see also from the data why this is important and what kind of results you can reach. That being said, I could probably pass the stage back to Marco, and then we can meet again for a few more examples.
Thank you, Cosimo. Again, really appreciated your speech, and I found very interesting the final example with the like exact data, because again we were talking about like low-end phone 3G situation with like slow connectivity compared to what we are used to. So being in a point where we can like confirm less than 8 seconds for a total visualization of the page, total download of the content, and giving the possibility to the user to start immediately, to play around, to create a ticket or whatever, and join the game, it's something very, very, very good. So
absolutely. We were really aiming at the worst scenario so we can cover the totality of the cases.
Exactly. Thank you for that. But we won't stop here. We want to dive again a bit deeper right now. So let's take a look together with Ivan with the technology that we decide to use for that. So we are going like a bit more technical, but I think it's also like a very interesting part of today's masterclass. So please, Ivan, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you guys for your introduction, and I'm going to explain the decision behind the choose about the technology part of this migration. The first thing to say is choosing the right technology was not a easy choice, especially in a website environment, in a web environments, because we have a tons of different libraries, different frameworks that we can use and that we can could fit for our goal. So to help us to make the better decision for our goal, we made a constraint list about that help us to choose the right path. So we started to create this list with these 4 points. So the first point is we have to choose a technology that could work with a low-end device with a low performance in the internet bandwidth. So different framework have different feature to work in a very worst scenario. So not all frameworks can be used and for this goal. The second point of our list is to choose a technology that have a long life roadmap, just to not be in a scenario where at a certain point the library was dismissed or was closed by the creator. So on the developer world, there are a lot of library that born today and die tomorrow. So it's very important for a company have a very stable framework and a long life roadmap. And the third point is to inspect internally about our technology, about our knowledge, and try to find a technology, a framework that fit the internal knowledge, just to have all people on board for this migration, and not leave just for a few people to ship this big transformation. And the third point is to choose a technology that in some ways make constraints in the code in the code project to have a very simple rules to create our product, because we are not sell the technology, but we are here to resolve a business problem. So have the focus on the business part is very important. And if the technology that we want to use and to choose allow us, this is very important for us. So created this list. We started with a POC, and we started with a simple project with implemented our homepage that is a rich part and a rich part of our site, and we started from this zone to create a simple project and test the project on different devices, different physical devices, different internet scenario, and different operating system, just to be sure that the technology that we want to choose is the right choose for us. Another important point in this phase is to use the right monitoring tools, because without metrics, without KPI, the outcome is just an impression, is just is not a value for us. So we use the two best tools for this purpose. One is Dynatrace, that is a market leader among APMs, and Browser Stack, that is another tool that allows us to test the site on different devices, hundreds of different devices. So at the end of this journey that takes several weeks, we choose Angular, developed by Google, because it meet all our constraints, and helping us to create this technology revolution. So after that, another important point, as Cosimo said, is to show our outcome and involve all business department in this migration, because we to create a shared roadmap, because this point is very important, because in this phase we have a lot of feedbacks, not only on the part on the technical part, but from the business part, the functional part. And so this is very important to have a win project, and not just a technical project. If you want more details about this trip, you can find details on our corporate tech blog. One times at month we release a new article about this trip and other technical article about our products, about our choose, and about our migration. And I leave the stage to Marco to continue the meeting.
Thank you, Ivan, for your speech. I was going to ask direction to write down the blog URL, but you can already find it in the comments. So if you are interested in more technical analysis and deeper analysis, you can just browse it. Again, I appreciated especially the fact that you mentioned the merging between the initial analysis that has been done together with the feedback collection from a functional point of view, from a business point of view. So thank you again for your speech, Ivan. I think that for now we have been like quite high level in terms of the presentation of the topic, like from a theoretical perspective. So as anticipated by Cosimo before, we want to go now on a case study. So this will give us the opportunity to move from an high level to a more concrete project. So again, Cosimo, the stage is yours for the case study.
Absolutely. Thanks, Marco. Yeah, exactly as you said, we wanted to present at least one example of what this technology has allowed us to do, right? Because we want to be a bit practical also on this webinar. So there was one specific functionality that we always dreamed about, that we always wanted to propose to our customer, which is the fastbed that you will see in a second. So this specific functionality was something that seems easy, right? But it was very complex to bring home with the old framework. It was just too complex. It was it was just not allowing us to easily work on this. So maybe I can show you the actual functionality. There should be a short video now. This is what we call the fastbed. Let me start the video. So it's basically a functionality that allows the final user to place a bet in seconds, like a one click and it will be placing the bet. Let me showcase this to you. So I'm selecting the odd, clicking, and the bet is already placed. Seems easy, but this kind of functionality was really complicated to develop before this migration. Once we migrated, we were able to do this in few weeks. So that's I would say the perfect example of what this kind of migration can unleash for companies.
Thank you, Cosimo, for the for the presentation and for the case study.
No problem.
Quite interesting features. I want to dedicate some minutes of today's masterclass to question and answer session right now. I've seen already a couple of them directly in the comment section. So the first one from Kibara Niota is probably for Ivan. So even if you want to reply, does the choice of the framework really affect the performance that much? So this is the question.
In often yes, because depends of the framework was built. We can optimize some different technical aspect. For example, the first load or load some part of the site on demand, and in some cases the answer is yes, and the Angular, the framework that we choose, allow us to have this possibility and to cut the product for the specific market. So if we have a market with enough bandwidth, we can we can make a specific version of the site. But if we need the more light wave, we can cut our site and download all resources on demand, not all at the same time as a normal website did.
So it means that not only a single indicator is kept into consideration, but we are checking like devices, we are checking bandwidth usage, bandwidth cost, exactly. Country that has been selected as target. Thank you for that, exactly. Ivan. Let's jump on the next question. Sanele Keleki, is this technology compatible with all the browsers?
No, this technology is not compatible with all the browser because it's very difficult to keep the compatibility with all browser that the technology release. But this specific technology, Angular, is compatible with all browser, with the most browser in the market of interest. Because before to release, before to choose, we did an analysis about how many browser we have in a specific market. So after that, we choose the framework that have the most compatibility with all with most devices.
That makes absolute sense to me. Thank you, Ivan. Next one probably is for Cosimo, I think. What are other features that let the user to place bets quickly after he downloads the page, the full page?
Yeah, I'll take this one, Marco. Thanks for the question, Kibara. So yes, that's actually a big one that comes to my mind. For example, in the past, the user needed 2 steps to place a bet. So it was like a 2-step process. We introducing Angular allowed us to keep it to 1 step. So you would go in the bet slip and just place the bet. So that's actually great because also this kind of functionality would have been much more complex with the old framework. So definitely that's a big one.
Thank you for that. Let's go to the next one. I think again for Ivan probably, since we are like looking at the technology specification. Is this technology applied also to the live betting data feed and potentially the live betting part? How fast is that part?
With Angular, we speed up the data feed for live betting because changing the technology and migrate from a very old technology, we are able to speed up the data feed, introducing new technology that are used by a modern website like WebSocket or stuff like this. This speed up a lot the data feed and changes on the website using a very low part of the bandwidth. So the bandwidth is optimized for this kind of purpose. And our site speed up a lot to see changes about live events and stuff like this.
Thank you, Ivan. Let's see if there are like more questions. We can give like a couple of minutes to everybody is listening right now to write down additional question. Okay, next one. How long is the process to migrate from an old technology to Angular, in this case, to this one? So I don't know, maybe Cosmo, if you want to take this, but it's open.
Yeah, maybe I can take it more from the process standpoint, and maybe even if you want to go deeper, feel free. I would say it's not immediate process because there's a lot of complexity, especially because of our market and our system. So it was a lot of trial and error going on, especially at the beginning, right? Like Ivan mentioned, we were trying multiple frameworks in multiple scenarios. So that part already took a bit of time. Now I can say that we are in a very good place. So the migration now it's a kind of engineerized. So it's a much more predictable process right now. So I would say for a company, it's not probably not the easiest thing to do. So it's not the, let's say, fastest process, but it is definitely doable. Is definitely something that we should be doing and then keep doing.
Thank you,
Hopefully
Cosmo.
it answers the question.
I'd like to add something that I think is relevant in this scenario, and actually something that Ivan and Cosimo did in our case, approaching the migration with multiple steps. So the first thing was identifying where the increase of speed would have given more results. So that was the first step, and then approach the migration, keeping in consideration that you can have both framework working at the same time and migrating portion of the platform step by step. This is something that completely change from a company perspective the impact of a project like this, because you can on one side invest initial effort and measuring the result, and decide on a later stage how to continue and how much investing on that direction in the future. So you don't have to approach it like all in, but you can approach by step, measure the result, and decide how proceed with the following one.
Thank you, Manuela. Since you mentioned measuring the speed, actually, I will jump immediately on the next question from Jay. Is it possible to measure the speed of my favorite bookmaker site? Yeah, of course. Maybe we can share some of the tricks or the ideas or the approaches that we used during our project.
The answer is yes, because the website are public and we can at least measure what the end user see. So there are a lot of tools. We use Dynatrace to create a sort of analysis of the competitor site about the render time, about how many resources the site loaded, and stuff like this, to have an idea about the speed, about the technology, about the structure of the site. Obviously, we can't analyze what the backend, how the backend is made, because is not public. But for our purpose, to have an idea about the competitors was very important, to have an idea about the limit and about the goal. So we use Dynatrace to do this.
The measurement itself.
Yes.
Thank you, Ivan. So if there are no more questions, I think we are reaching the end of today's masterclass. I really hope that it was interesting and useful for all of you. I want again to thank our speakers. Thanks everyone who is currently listening. We have been very happy to share portion of our experience and our knowledge connected to this specific topic. Again, don't forget to follow iSolution on LinkedIn, profile, to connect to our YouTube channel, and if you want to go deeper in details from a technical perspective, even to reach and browse our blog. In this way, you will be like updated on all the next webinar and masterclass that we will do. See you all next time.
See you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
See
everybody.
you.
Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye.